Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to talk to you about the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists. Right? Huge part of the AP test. So after the Constitutional Convention is over, the 13 states have to decide whether or not to ratify this document, and they come into two different camps. The Federalists, who of course favor ratification, and you have the Anti-Federalists, who are opposed to it. Now, question: what is the pseudonym for the Federalist Papers? Remember? It is Publius. Publius and Brutus. Very nice. Now, let's go over the... Now, there are dozens and dozens and dozens of arguments against the Constitution that Brutus and the Anti-Federalists come up with. But I'm going to simplify it, right? Essentially, there are three big problems they have, right? The number one problem, I mean, again, they have dozens of them. They don't like the clauses. They don't like the president being commander-in-chief. You go on and on and on and on. But here are the three main ones. One is there's too much centralized power. Right? Too much centralized power. Remember, the Anti-Federalists were very fearful of strong centralized authority. They're still remembering all the oppression under the King George III. So they think there's too much centralized power. Okay? Almost everything they have as an argument is cloaked in that. The second big problem is that it lacks what? It lacks a Bill of Rights. Now, of course, Madison thought that was stupid. Madison would say, we're not here to write a Bill of Rights. The purpose of the Constitution is to delineate the powers of the government. We assume that you have the rights of due process and speech and religion. We're not, if we start writing down all of our rights, then you get to the problem of saying, well, if we haven't written it down, does that mean that we don't have the right, which is why you had to have the Ninth Amendment. And so those two arguments are the essence of kind of the Anti-Federalist critique. Too much centralized power, it lacks a Bill of Rights, and then finally a third thing, you write it down, I don't want to. Third big problem they would say is, look, the Constitution as the Federalists have it, this is laying the foundation for empire. It's a strong centralized authority, you're going to be able to raise an army, you're going to be able to raise taxes, you're going to have a commander-in-chief. That will eventually lead to an empire someday. We don't want it. Okay? Thank you very much. See you guys tomorrow.